I was the receptionist at a luxury hotel in the Swiss Alps, right near one of the most powerful, famous waterfalls in the region. At 6 a.m., the phone rings. It's an American guest, very cheerful, and he asks me a question I thought was a joke. "Hi, I was just wondering, what time do you guys turn on the waterfall today? We want to get down there before the crowds start." I laughed, politely explaining that the waterfall is natural, not a fountain or a pump. He got quiet, then serious. "I understand that, but I saw a small green box near the bottom of the gorge. Isn't that the timer switch? I want to make sure I get photos when the water is running at full power." That was the exact moment I realized, oh my God, he's actually serious. I worked as a travel consultant in Iceland for a few years, mostly dealing with summer tourists who think they're on a nature theme park ride. The number one complaint I got every July was the lack of polar bears. A family from Texas came back from a long drive through the South Coast, and the husband was visibly angry. "Your brochures are misleading. We were out there all day and saw 0 polar bears." "Are you guys hiding them? Because I know they live in Iceland." I had to explain, for the 20th time that month, that while polar bears can sometimes drift over on ice floes from Greenland, they don't live in Iceland. They're not a natural resident. He cut me off. "But they were in the animated movie that was set in Iceland. You guys are just saying that to protect them. I paid money for this trip. I should get to see a polar bear." He honestly believed the Icelandic government was running a secret polar bear hiding program for conservation purposes. My sister is a diving instructor on the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. She was giving a safety briefing to a group before they went out. One woman put her hand up and asked, dead serious, "So, which company actually built the reef? Is it a partnership between Disney and the Australian government?" My sister laughed, thinking it was a dry Australian joke. The woman didn't crack a smile. She was genuinely asking for the architectural firm responsible for the natural wonder of the world. When my sister explained that it was a living organism built by tiny coral polyps over millions of days, years, the woman sighed. "Why isn't it shaped like Mickey Mouse or something? I thought it was constructed. I'm kind of disappointed." That was the moment my sister realized no amount of oxygen could fix that. I was leading a private mountain biking tour through the Swiss Alps. We stopped at a viewpoint overlooking a massive range. A guy from California was filming it on his phone and asked, "Can you take me to see the French mountains? I want to compare them." I explained that the Alps are one continuous mountain range that just happens to run through Switzerland, France, Italy, and a few others. He looked completely confused. "So you guys just imported those mountains from France? Is that legal? Because they look exactly the same." He truly believed that international borders were physically marked between mountain peaks, and that the Swiss had somehow annexed a few peaks from France. The concept of a shared geography was simply outside his worldview. A friend of mine works at an eco-lodge that sits right on the edge of the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. A couple booked the most remote cabin, and upon arrival, the man complained bitterly that the dirt road ended a quarter-mile before their cabin. He demanded a member of staff drive him and his wife the rest of the way in a small vehicle. My friend explained that for environmental reasons, they have a strict no motorized vehicles policy beyond the main lodge. The man, a massive guy from Texas, scoffed. "I rented a Ford F-150. I can drive anywhere. You guys need to build an asphalt road to my cabin. How am I supposed to truly explore the Amazon if I can't drive into it?" He felt personally victimized because his vehicle was useless against nature. He genuinely thought the solution to the Amazon was simply more pavement. I think the ultimate story that captures the entire theme of "they're actually serious" happened to a guy I know who worked at a gift shop right on the US-Canada border. It was a tourist shop filled with Maple Leaf merch, hockey jerseys, the whole thing. An American man, loading up his massive SUV for the drive home, came to the counter with a t-shirt that had a huge, perfect red maple leaf on it. He asked the cashier, "Look, I love the shirt, but can you possibly print a small American flag on the sleeve? Or maybe swap the maple leaf for an eagle?" The cashier was confused. "Sir, we're in Canada. This is a Canadian souvenir shop," the man insisted. "Yeah, but nobody back home knows what Canada is. They'll look at the leaf and think it's just some random tree." The cashier politely said they couldn't customize the shirts on the spot. That's when the tourist got truly indignant. He leaned across the counter and said very loudly, "Exactly. You don't want to promote the US? Just change the writing to say North America instead. It's pretty much the same country anyway, right?" He was genuinely asking the store to erase their national identity for the sake of his convenience and his neighbor's ignorance. He walked out shaking his head, convinced he'd been wronged by Canadian nationalism. That's the core insight here, isn't it? It's not about lacking knowledge of geography or history or physics. It's the sheer, genuine astonishment when the world fails to adhere to your personal rules, your utilities, and your assumptions. It's the moment of profound realization. They truly believe they can flip a switch to turn on a waterfall. They truly believe the US dollar should be the supreme currency everywhere. They truly believe their taste in Tex-Mex defines Mexican cuisine. It's the ultimate collision of ethnocentrism and reality. The world is a shared space, not an extension of one country's suburban strip mall. Now, I know all of you working in tourism, hospitality, or just living abroad have a whole list of these moments. If you've ever been a waiter, a tour guide, or just someone who was asked, "Is England a state of the UK?" then I want to hear your story. Head down to the comments and share the single most unbelievable, "Oh my God, they're actually serious" moment you've witnessed. Let's show everyone just how common this sincere cultural cluelessness really is. And if you like this list, hit subscribe, because next week we are switching continents and looking at the wildest assumptions Americans make about animal rights and conservation. Why the alligators don't have wings, or demanding to know why the lions aren't wearing safety harnesses. You don't want to miss that one.